Hi guys, so whew, I'm a little rough right now, which is one of the reasons why I decided to get on and film, just because of, like, I don't know, I feel like so many emotions are happening right now, and I think it's important to talk about it. So that's why I jumped on. um but I'm in the middle of my 2-week wait. It is been a week since we've had our frozen embryo transfer. And so I guess it would be, if day 0 was the transfer, I'd be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? 7 days past my frozen embryo transfer. And I just have had a lot of emotions. I've tried not to show my husband too much, just because, like, I think he just is like, what's your deal? It's gonna work out. And so I've tried to just kind of be like calm about it. I mean, I've expressed a little bit, but not a lot. And sorry, I'm all emotional. This morning I woke up and I'm kind of a control freak. Like, I am a control freak. And so this whole 2-week wait process really is just like kind of been a living hell. Like, excuse me for saying that, but it really has, because like, people are like, don't stress, be stress-free, be calm, blah blah blah, and I don't like understand. I've done everything to try to keep myself busy. Like, I've been cleaning my room. Today I'm gonna clean my house, and like, I've gone out and went and spent the day with my mom on Tuesday. Like, I've tried to do everything under the sun to keep my mind preoccupied, and it still just sits there in the back of my mind. And I hope I can look back at this video and just be like, oh, it was worth the wait or whatever. But and maybe these emotions are, I don't know, symptoms. I don't trust any of my symptoms, because I'm taking progesterone shots every morning, and then I take progesterone at night, and I'm on estradiol on Tuesdays and Fridays. And so those can give you like, pretty much pregnancy symptoms, because they're what your body makes when you first start getting pregnant. So I've been tired, and I've had headaches out of the wazoo, and plus I've had this, I got my teeth, like, I got 2 crowns 2 days before my transfer, which I thought, like, okay, I'm gonna get it all done, that way I don't have to worry about it if everything goes well with the frozen embryo transfer. And it was probably one of the worst things I could have did, because this last week has been so painful, because I got an infection in my one crown in the back, which made me feel like I have an ear infection. And so I've just been feeling really crappy, on top of stressing about all this. But I've also tried to stay optimistic throughout this whole journey. And so, I don't know. This morning I just, like, because I am a control freak, I take pregnancy tests, and people I know say, like, don't take them or take them. My doctor really didn't say one way or the other. Like, I have my beta on Monday, which is, well, today's Thursday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, like 4 days from now. And like, I've been testing negative, and I know that's probably why people are like, don't take them, but I would rather take them. Like, even my husband's like, why are you taking them? Stop taking them. I personally would rather take them just to kind of prepare myself, because I have a family reunion next week, and I don't want to be an emotional wreck next week. So it's like, kind of like, just like, okay, if it's not going to work out, at least I was prepared a little bit. Like, I'd rather go in and be surprised and be like, what? Like, sweet, rather than like, you know, what? You know, and so, like, thinking that I'm having all these pregnancy symptoms and thinking that everything's going the right way. In my heart, like, I feel like it's working out, but I don't know, you know, so I just have those doubts. And so this morning when I woke up and I took one, like, the last couple of days it hasn't been that big of a deal. Like, I take one and I'm like, okay, it's really early, it's really early, it's really early. where now I'm starting to get kind of like closer to my beta testing. So I'm kind of like, why am I not testing with at least a small FET line or something? And this morning was just kind of like a lot of doubts rushed into my mind. That's why I decided to jump on it. Like, excuse me, I'm crying so much, but why I wanted to do this video, because I think so many people post like the positive things and they don't show this side. Like, I feel like people think just once you do IVF that it's just gonna be like an automatic positive and it's automatically gonna work out because you've gone to a doctor. And like, I have a belief in the faith that I've done everything, excuse me, sorry guys, I'm a mess, that we've done everything in our power that we could to try to accomplish this. But it's really just been kind of like this like underlying fear. And I think we talk a lot about it in our other videos. When you've experienced loss, or you've experienced like the emotional roller coaster of like, hey, you're pregnant, and then boom, miscarriage, or boom, ectopic pregnancy. It's like I've never been the same since the first one, which was, it's gonna be like 4 years ago. I've never been the same since that one. Like, I didn't understand that you could get rocked so hard. And so every time I've gotten pregnant after that, I've really taken it with caution, just to be like, okay, I'm pregnant. And it kind of in a condescending, negative way, like, let's see if it works out. Because that's how I like in my life, I do that. I work myself from the bottom and then work myself up a lot of times, where I'd rather plan for, like Chris always says, plan for the worst, you know, hope for the best. And that's really what I do, especially when it comes to pregnancy. I always plan for the worst and hope for the best. And so right now, I'm definitely in that spot. And I'm a woman of faith. Like I've said in our first video, like, we belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And after like all the emotions and feelings I was having, I was kind of in a personal study, and I decided to choose a topic of faith today, just because I feel like I could use that extra, like, whatever I could find to kind of give me that little like encouragement. And I found myself in the middle of my study like, you need to pray. And I always feel like I have a constant prayer in my heart, and I feel like I have a constant open line communication with God, where I'm just like constantly like saying things in my mind and my heart, and I feel like he listens and he's aware. But I could do a lot better on like physically getting on my knees and praying. And I feel like that's my biggest struggle. Like, I do pretty good with like reading my scriptures and doing all this thing, you know, a lot of things, and like I try to do a lot of that, but like, and I feel like like I said, I always have a constant prayer in my heart, but I'm so bad at like physically getting down on my knees and praying. And so that was kind of something I wanted to work on this week. And for the first time in probably a while, I got down and I just was like, I just completely turned it over to him. And earlier in this IVF process, like, I mean, I've learned so much. My dogs are playing, of course. They always got to make their appearance in our videos. But earlier in IVF, in between our first and second round, I don't know if you guys have been following, but our first round we got 1 strong embryo, and then our second round we got 10 that all came back normal after PGD, PGS testing, which was crazy. And so after the first round, because my husband and I had put so much faith into this at the beginning, like, and I got that result going from like 7 to 1, I was like, you know, it was a real letdown, and it really questioned my faith in the existence of God, which I've never had that happen in my whole entire life. I've never questioned if God was real. That's always been something that I've known. And so I questioned that. And so, I mean, afterwards, I kind of was humbled after like, you know, 2 or 3 days. I just was like, hey, we're going to try this again. We're going to do it again. We're going to do a second round. We're going to try to get, you know, and then we were blessed literally tenfold. Like we went from 1 to 10 embryos, which was crazy. And even my doctor was just like, they all came back normal. Like, you know, people are like, what happened between the first and the second round? I was like, I don't know. He's responsible. And so this morning when I was in my prayer, I just kind of was like looking for comfort so I could stop being like this. And these are more, I think, tears of joy and tears of like, of feeling like, okay, it's all gonna work out. Whatever works out, whatever happens, that's just what it's supposed to be. And I just sat there pleading, more so that like my greatest desire is to be a mom and to start my family with our own children. Like we've done everything we can do, and that's what I try to tell myself. I have done everything that I can do to try to make this happen. And I just sat there praying and saying, you know, that's my deepest desire. And whatever is in your, whatever is in your big plan, I'm willing to accept it. It's gonna be hard if it's not the outcome, obviously, that we're looking for, but I will accept it. And I ask for peace of mind and just kind of calm me. And I don't know, I just feel so blessed, I guess, in a way, to just be like, okay, like this sucks. This 2-week wait is brutal, whoever's going through it. Like I thought I was done with the hard part of IVF, and this sucks because it's like you've finally done everything that you could. You've gotten the embryos, you've got like I'm pretty sure the one that they put in was an AA embryo. And so it's like you've done your part, like you've done everything you can, your doctor's done everything they can, like now it's just up to God. And that's really what I learned from this, is like right now it's like it's up to him. Like we can sit here and try, you know, some people think that IVF is kind of taking it into your own hands and not leaving up to him. You don't think he's a part of this? You don't think that he's created the science out there to make this accessible to people like myself who can't have children, especially in a world where people are so willing that can to just take advantage of it and give it up, you know, like whether it's through abortion or, you know, whatever they choose to do. Like there's this video in Georgia right now that's going on around on social media of a baby in a plastic bag, you guys. Sorry. And luckily police found it with a guy who didn't think anything of it. Like he thought it was an animal because they're like in a kind of a rural area. And these kids are like, it's a baby, Dad, it's a baby. It's a baby crying. And so when they found it, and you can hear it cry. I'm sorry, shame on you, whoever did that. Shame on you. There's so many better options. There's adoption. Like Georgia's a state where like up to 30 days. If you get it to a medical professional or a fireman or a policeman, no questions asked. Like, they're a safe haven state. Like, there's so many other things you could have did. So shame on you. Like, and I'm sorry, I don't know your circumstances or what they went through, but just like, I just am in shock because here I am on the other side of the spectrum, doing everything I possibly can to have an opportunity like that. And we have situations like that in this world. So that was kind of like another blow to the emotions of this week, was just seeing stuff like that. And you know, that's kind of one of those things where we don't understand the reasons behind it. Like, many of us can sit there and say, how can God allow people to have those children? How can God allow, I'm like over you guys. I mean, who knows what this is? Excuse me, I gotta. But like, just, how could he allow that to happen in this world? If God exists, how could he allow that to happen? How could he let that happen? And there's reasons that we don't understand and we don't know. But at the same time, there's also so many good things in this world that he's doing and that he's trying, that I feel like he's accomplished. And I also feel like he's there's laws that he has to abide by as well. He has to have balance. You know, we have to have balance in our lives. With good comes evil. And so this is a completely side subject from this 2-week wait. But sorry if you're like, what is she talking about? It has nothing to do with the 2-week wait. I just want to get on here and show that if you're going through this, like, positive thoughts, I know it's hard. I know this 2-week wait sucks. Like, I'm gonna be real. It sucks. It's horrible. It's a mind game. And like, I'm self-employed. I work from home. Hence why I get dressed in sweats. And I'm by myself most of the day with my dogs. And it's just been even more of a mind game on me because it's just been like back here in the back of my mind, even though I've tried to distract myself with different things. So it sucks. And I hope that you can find some kind of faith, whatever period you are in this, knowing that like you've done everything you could. That's really what I've taken from this experience. I learned that this morning, that it's no longer in my hands. Okay, sorry, I got a call in the middle of this from this guy that I work with. So I had to call him back. But like, you've done everything you could to make this possible. You've exasperated all resources. You've gone and seen a specialist. You've done your part. You know, there's that saying, there's a scripture, faith without works. You've done the works. Now it's time for the faith to just kick in and to just let it happen. On the plus side of all these emotions, I do finally feel like a peace in my heart that Heavenly Father has whatever he has in store or has in plan, whether positive or negative, that's his plan. And I'm willing to accept it, and I'm willing to learn from it, whatever it may be. If it's a big fat positive, hallelujah, I'm going to shout for joy. Like, I'm so crazy. I've even gotten like stuff for, we want to do a gender reveal because some of my brothers are going to be in town, and like we want to do one next week as soon as we get that BFP, hopefully, you know. And if not, okay, I'll eat the baby pops myself or whatever. Like, just know that you've done everything you could. And as hard as this trial, like as hard as this waiting period is, whatever the outcome, hopefully positive, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. You know, if not, you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you do it again, and you try it again, and you keep trying until you feel like you can't anymore. But that's what life is we don't just sit and cry and live in, you know, that moment of like, I mean, it sucks, but we pick ourselves up and we sit there and we say, okay, let's try this again. Because I sat there thinking this morning, if this turns out negative, prior to my little prayer, I was like, I don't think I could do this again. I don't think I could go through this emotional roller coaster again. And I sat there thinking, are you kidding, Shania? Afterwards, like, No, that's not how you are. You're a pick yourself up and let's go. See, my dogs thought I was not. Sorry. Hey! Tahoe. Fia. No. It was me. I was knocking on the door. But just keep trying. Don't give up. Don't lose faith. And just believe. Believe that it's going to work out. Believe that it's going to happen. And that's all I can give you. I hope that if you are in that 2-week wait, that you guys can find comfort in knowing that you've done everything you can, because that's really what I finally feel that in my heart. Like, I've exasperated everything that I can. I've tried to do everything. It's out of my control, which, like I told you earlier in this video, I'm a control freak and that sucks, but it's in the big man's hands. You know, if you don't believe in God, if you believe in universe or, you know, Allah or whatever your beliefs are, or maybe you don't believe in anything, you've still done everything you could, and you still tried your best to accomplish that and to try to make life. And that's all that you can hold on to. And so I hope and pray and fingers crossed that my next video is a woohoo, we got a big fat positive, and you know, all those things. Or if not, okay, maybe it'll be another emotional wreck like I look right now. And if not, that's okay. We're just gonna try again and keep trying until it works out. So positive thoughts to you guys, positive vibes to those of you that are in this 2-week wait. It'll all work out and you've done your best. Okay. That's my 2 cents for the day. That's my thoughts and emotions of this morning. And as you can see, I'm now smiling, hoping that today's just going to be a good day and I'm just going to move on about it and it'll all work out. Thanks guys for watching.